What's up, YouTube? I'm reporting live from the man cave, and I'm here for a little video for you guys today, which will actually be the first episode of a new series of little videos I'm putting together that will be entitled Funko Reviews. Because you see my toy hunts, you see my Blu-ray hunts, you know, we joke around, I joke around with my friends, and you know, I also give you insight about things that, you know, go on in the collector world, my opinions on things. But I don't do enough toy reviews. So, I'm definitely going to get into reviewing more action figures that I pick up to let you guys know my insights on how I feel about them. But first, I wanted to start this little series that's just going to, I guess I'll just call it Funko Reviews, where each episode will be a short video of me reviewing 3 or 4 pops that I recently gotten. Because I love my Marvel Legends, I love my Black Series, I have a growing interest and love in Mezco, I love NECA, Mini Mates, I love all these things, okay? But Funko is my #1 love. Funko is what got me back into collecting all these marvelous things. And this is just a small portion of my Funko collection. But anyway, each episode, this being episode 1, so thanks everyone for tuning into the first episode of Funko Reviews. Each episode I'll review, like I said, 3 or 4, sometimes maybe 5, who knows, Funko Pops. I'll give you a little more insight to what I think about them, you know, show you them, talk about the details, maybe talk about what movie or show they come from, this, that, and the third. So without further ado, this will probably be the last time you see my beautiful face on this video. So go ahead and screenshot it while you can. But without further ado, I'm going to get into the reviews. And I really hope you guys enjoy. And you know, stay tuned for more, because there's going to be more coming. This is just episode 1. Thank you. And hope you enjoy. Alright, YouTube, so the first pop I wanted to talk about was the Marvel Collector Corps exclusive Spider-Man pop. Now, as you can see, this is the box. You got the pop right there on the side as always. And on the back, you can see the collection of the different pops you can get from the line. Now, as for the pop, here it goes right here. I'm not so sure as to how good it will pick up on the camera, but the eyes actually are like bug lens eyes, and I think that's super dope. I actually just noticed that in this video, even though I've had this popped open for a few days. So there's actually, like, you know, bug lenses, fly lenses, whatever you would call it, on the eyeball. So that's definitely a dope detail. It's a webbed wing Spidey. So you can see the webbed wings right here, which I think is amazing. Now, as I told y'all before, if you saw the unboxing for this pop, I actually didn't get the other regular suit Spidey because I knew there was going to be different variations between this version and the Target exclusive that's supposed to come out. I figured I would just hold off on it. Here's the back of them. As you can see, like, it's actually pretty intricate right here with the webbing material, which is such a dope detail. Also, like, what do you guys feel? Like, how do you guys feel about the look of Spider-Man and Spider-Man Homecoming? He looks just like Civil War, basically, which I think is pretty dope. One thing that I realized on one of the previews to the movie, though, is it seems like Spider-Man has Jarvis or something in his suit talking to him. Now, that's one thing that I can honestly say I'm really not happy about. I didn't want this suit to be too teched out, because that's just not Spider-Man. Definitely not the Spider-Man that we know and love. He didn't have, you know, this advanced computer system inside of his little Spider-Man suit telling him the best angles at which the web swing and, you know, things like that. I'm just not a big fan of that at all. I'm more of a fan of just the fact that Peter Parker makes his own suit and, you know, he's just a nerd. You know, basically made his own suit, and it's a pretty cool suit. And I'm not even, you know, I don't have a problem with the fact that Tony Stark designed the suit. I actually thought that was a pretty good idea. You know, I don't have a problem with the fact, you know, the web shooters right here. I just have a problem with, you know, there being like a Jarvis or like some type of computer system, Cortana type of thing in his suit speaking to him. I'm never ever going to be a fan of that ever. Not in a million years will I ever appreciate that, I guess you could say. But that's all I got to say about this. Other than that, I have no problem with the suit. I think it's pretty dope. I also didn't have a problem with, you know, the first Spider-Man movie, his suit. I thought that was pretty dope. Amazing Spider-Man #1 was kind of off to me because, you know, the lenses, eye lenses were yellow and things like that. Even though the suit looked cool, it was kind of off. But definitely a fan of this suit, just not a fan of like the Jarvis being inside. But, you know, I guess I'll get over that and we'll see how it is in the movie. So that's all I have to say about this pop. Let me know what you think about this pop. Did you get this pop? Are you subscribed to Marvel Collector Corps? If not, then you probably should, because you would definitely enjoy it. I think each box is worth it. You know, some people complain, but to me, each box is worth it. So now on to the next pop. Okay, so the next pop I'm going to talk to you guys about today is the Mace Windu pop, who I finally found yesterday. After so much time searching, he is now in my grasp, and I really like him. One thing that I noticed is like the details of like, looks like, you know, the movement and the robe he's wearing, the tunic, I'm not sure what you would call it. But you can see like he's kind of sliding with his lightsaber in a battle stance, and it's moving with him in the wind. So that's a dope detail. You know, the first pops that used to come out didn't have that. He also has his little belt on, the little pouches for his Windu snacks. If you don't know what Windu snacks are, then you're just shit out of luck, man. Shit out of luck. I thought you guys were real Star Wars fans. Any real Star Wars fan can tell you what a Windu snack is. If you don't want to know what a Windu snack is, Google it. Okay, Google it right now. You can go ahead and cut off this video. I don't care. Google Windu snacks. But anyway, it's definitely a dope pop. Definitely happy to have it. The fact that I have a pop with a purple lightsaber makes me happy. The fact that Samuel L. Jackson requested a purple lightsaber in this movie is pretty hilarious and awesome because it fits him well. Samuel L. Jackson basically forced his way into the prequels, and I have no problem with it. And I wanted to also ask you guys, like, how would y'all feel about a Mace Windu standalone film? I actually think he's one of the characters that I think could deserve a little standalone film. You know, flesh the character out. He could either be still alive, maybe he survived that drop after Palpatine threw him out the window, or it could be like a prequel to before that. Here's the side of the box, and here we have on the back of the box, you see Mace Windu. You see the Qui-Gon Jinn that I would never have, neither this version or the holographic version. Fuck Target employees, you guys are assholes. And we have General Grievous, which is definitely a dope pop that I actually do own, thank God. He wasn't the easiest one to find either. Very sought after in the Walgreens community. But yeah, how do you guys feel about a Mace Windu standalone film? I think it would be pretty dope. I would like to see Samuel L. Jackson reprise this role. You know, I mean, I feel like right now Disney is not going to focus on the prequels because a lot of people have a problem with the prequels. I'm not... How can I put this? I'm a bigger fan of the original trilogy for sure. For sure, like 100%. But the prequels served their, served their point. I didn't think they were all that horrible. Going back and watching them, I don't enjoy them as much as I did when I was a kid. But I still think they're pretty dope. I don't have that big of a problem with the prequels. You know, they serve their purpose, and they brought Star Wars to a new, younger generation that maybe never would have liked Star Wars if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, the new movies came out. So, I'm happy they came out. Could things have been differently? Yes. But, all in all, I'm glad we got them. We got a lot of cool things out of the prequels, such as Mace Windu. What would the world be without Mace Windu right now? We will never know. But anyway, about to go on to the next pop. If you didn't know, Mace Windu is a Walgreens exclusive. So, you guys need to check your local Walgreens. And last, but damn sure not least, we have the Barnes & Noble's exclusive Translucent Frodo Baggins. This right here is a very unique pop. Very, like, I don't have another pop like this, okay? Basically. So this is awesome to me. I know there was a couple other maybe translucent pops. I think there was like a Elliot's Dragon 2-pack that maybe had a translucent, and maybe was there a translucent Space Ghost, I believe. But this is the first like see-through pop I've ever owned. It's basically Frodo Baggins. You know, when he puts the ring on, he goes invisible. And honestly, when he's in that box, like I stated on one of my videos, when he's in that box, you could hardly tell there's a pop in the box. I thought that was amazing. The cashier actually thought that I was about to buy an empty box. And I had to let her know, like, no, the pop in there is just invisible. She looked at me like I was crazy and then realized, like, oh, it's just a pop that's supposed to be invisible. But anyway, Lord of the Rings was an awesome part of my childhood. I read all the books. The books were amazing. And the movies were amazing. In my opinion, this is one of the few instances where I felt like the movies were just as good, if not better than the books. Because the books were kind of long and drawn out at some points. And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, in my opinion, sometimes the books would get a little boring. Not bad books, don't get me wrong, not bad books. Don't come after me trying to kill me. Not bad books. Amazing novels. Definitely amazing. But there were some times where they would be walking and not much was happening. And the movie kind of condensed it down. Even though the movies were long, it kind of condensed it down and gave you, like, you know, the best parts from the books. Leaving out a lot of the useless stuff that you really didn't need. Although I don't mind the useless stuff, I'm still, you know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I was so excited when I found this. I was giving up hope on it. I saw a lot of people were finding it in their Barnes & Nobles, and my Barnes & Nobles had got the whole Lord of the Rings collection, but had not got him yet. The detail on his hair is definitely dope. The cape is amazing. It looks just like a scene out of Lord of the Rings, and it's invisible, and it smells pretty weird. Well, there he goes, doing fucking somersaults, Frodo. Gosh. Anyway, I grew up with these films coming out by Peter Jackson, who was an amazing director. Amazing director. He did such an awesome job with these. And which raises the question that I wanted to ask you guys. How long do you think it will be before they reboot these films? We know Hollywood, okay? We know Hollywood. They reboot everything. One day, regardless of how you guys feel about it, I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of this being rebooted. Just like Harry Potter. Now, Harry Potter, unlike Lord of the Rings, I felt like the books had, like, yeah, they were longer and more drawn out than the movies, but I felt like there was a lot of exciting things that happened in the books that didn't happen in the movies. Lord of the Rings, for the most part, I felt like the movies had all the exciting parts, left out the long, boring, dragging things that happened throughout the movie. Whereas Harry Potter didn't have many long, boring, dragging moments to me. Not saying Harry Potter is better than Lord of the Rings. Not saying Lord of the Rings is better than Harry Potter. I'm not going to start that debate here today. But anyway, eventually Harry Potter and eventually Lord of the Rings will be rebooted by Hollywood. You better believe it. So my question to you guys is, let me know in the comments below, how long do you think it will be before Hollywood reboots The Lord of the Rings? I want to say it will be a good 15 to 20 years. But the way Hollywood is going these days, I wouldn't be surprised if it's in another decade they'll reboot this. I would not be surprised at all. But I feel like Lord of the Rings was Peter Jackson's baby. J.R. Tolkien is definitely his baby. Don't get me wrong. But as far as the movie standpoint goes, I feel like Peter Jackson devoted like a lot of his life to it. And I feel like it doesn't ever need to be remade. You can go back and watch those movies no matter how old you are. When I'm 70, I feel like I can go back and watch those movies and that it'll still have, you know, Peter Jackson did it perfect justice. That's just how I feel. But yeah, I definitely want to know your guys' opinion on that. Do you want to see a reboot of Lord of the Rings? I don't. But we know it's coming eventually. So even the people out there who don't want to see a reboot, how long do you think it'll be before we get one? That's the question I wanted to ask you guys. And also, like, did you like the movie? You know, a lot of y'all probably haven't even read the books. But for those of you who read the books and saw the movie, which do you like better? Do you like the books better? Do you like the movies better? Usually the books are always better than the movie. Now, another thing I wanted to say is, there goes my phone going off as always. I've never even gotten a chance never like sat down and watched the Hobbit trilogy. I read the Hobbit book, but I never like watched the Hobbit trilogy. So like, how were those movies? Did they live up to, you know, like the excitement like Lord of the Rings did? Because the Lord of the Rings movies I feel like were awesome. Some of the best movies of that time period. So let me know below about those Hobbit movies. I actually have a couple of them on Blu-ray. Never even opened them up and watched them. So I would like to know how you guys feel about them. But anyway, you guys probably had enough of me talking your head off. I've had enough of talking you guys' head off. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of FUNKO Reviews. I hope you stay tuned for more. Hit that like button. Also, be sure to subscribe. I'm a big Funko collector, so I would appreciate all the support of the Funko community. I appreciate you guys watching this video. And when I ask you guys these questions on the video, don't be afraid to let me know your opinions down in the comments below, because we could talk about it. I interact with everybody. So let me know your guys' thoughts on that. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed episode 1. It will only get better from here. I'll have a better setup next time. I'm actually have a lot going on in my home right now. Next time I'll have a better setup. And I'll have a better look at what the pops look like. But for now, this is it. I'm signing out. Like I said, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. And I hope you guys enjoy. And as always, you have a good day, YouTube.